the silence after death. The palace of Alexandria had never felt so cold. The golden halls that once echoed with music, poetry, and the laughter of Queen Cleopatra now stood in dreadful silence. Torches flickered against marble walls as Roman soldiers marched through the corridors, wearing crimson armor stained by war. Outside the palace windows, the Mediterranean waves crashed against the harbor. Egypt, the mighty kingdom that had stood for thousands of years, was no longer free. Cleopatra was dead. Mark Antony was dead. And Octavian, heir of Julius Caesar, stood victorious. Yet even in death, Cleopatra's shadow lingered over Egypt like the final glow of a dying sun. In the throne room, Octavian stared at the empty golden throne of the pharaohs. He admired Egypt's wealth, but he feared something greater, the memory of Cleopatra herself. She was dangerous, one Roman senator whispered beside him. Octavian replied quietly, "No, she was unforgettable." He ordered statues of Cleopatra removed from temples. Her banners were burned. Her loyal servants vanished into prison cells beneath Alexandria. Rome would erase her. Or so Octavian believed. But legends are not so easily destroyed. Caesarion, son of two worlds. Far from Alexandria, hidden deep within the southern deserts near the Nile, a small caravan moved beneath the moonlight. Inside one of the covered wagons sat a boy no older than 16. His name was Caesarion, the son of Cleopatra and Julius Caesar, the last blood heir of Egypt. The boy clutched a golden pendant engraved with the Eye of Horus, a final gift from his mother before her death. "Your mother believed Egypt would rise again through you," whispered Apollodorus, Cleopatra's old advisor. Caesarion stared silently toward the stars. He remembered the night his mother had embraced him before sending him away. "You must live," she had told him, "even if Egypt falls." The caravan traveled south toward Nubia, where loyal Egyptian allies still resisted Roman rule. But Roman spies moved quickly. Octavian knew the danger Caesarion represented. A living son of Julius Caesar could challenge Rome itself. And so the hunt began, the eagle and the serpent. Back in Alexandria, Roman banners flew above Egyptian temples. Citizens walked the streets carefully, speaking in hushed voices. Roman taxes crushed merchants. Priests were forced to swear loyalty to Rome. Many obeyed. Others waited. Among the rebels was a young Egyptian scholar named Neferet, daughter of a temple astronomer. She had grown up admiring Cleopatra, hearing stories of the queen's intelligence and courage. Unlike many nobles, Neferet did not believe Egypt was truly defeated. One evening, beneath the towering lighthouse of Alexandria, she met secretly with former soldiers loyal to Cleopatra. "The Romans think fear will break us," said an old commander. Neferet shook her head. "No empire lasts forever." The commander studied her carefully. "You speak like the queen." Neferet answered softly. "Then perhaps Egypt still has hope." Rome's growing fear. In Rome, Octavian celebrated his victory with massive parades. Gold from Egypt filled Roman treasuries. Exotic animals marched through the streets. Crowds cheered as statues of Cleopatra were dragged in chains behind chariots. But the celebrations could not calm Octavian's mind. At night, he dreamed of Cleopatra seated beside Caesar, whispering into his ear while Rome burned. He feared her legacy. More importantly, he feared Caesarion. Reports soon arrived that the boy had escaped toward Nubia. Octavian slammed his fist against a marble table. "Find him," he ordered, "before Egypt finds a king again." Roman assassins were dispatched south along the Nile, the Temple of Stars. Weeks later, Caesarion's caravan reached an ancient hidden temple buried among cliffs near the Nile cataracts. The temple had once been dedicated to Isis, goddess of magic and motherhood. the same goddess Cleopatra claimed as her divine protector. Inside, walls glittered with faded blue paint and golden hieroglyphs. There, waiting in secret, were dozens of Egyptian loyalists. Warriors knelt before Caesarion. For the first time since his mother's death, the young prince understood the truth. Egypt had not surrendered. An elderly priest approached him carrying an ancient ceremonial crown. "The blood of the pharaoh still lives," the priest said. Caesarion hesitated. "I am only a boy." The priest smiled sadly. "So was your mother once." The crown was placed upon his head, and deep within the temple, hidden from Rome's eyes, Egypt crowned its final pharaoh. Shadows over the Nile. News of Caesarion's survival spread secretly through villages along the Nile. Farmers whispered his name while working the fields. Sailors carried rumors across the riverbanks. Some claimed Cleopatra's spirit guided him through dreams. Others believed the gods themselves protected the last son of Egypt. Meanwhile, Neferet and the Alexandrian rebels began sabotaging Roman supply lines. Grain shipments disappeared. Roman patrols vanished near the desert roads. Fear slowly spread among the occupiers. Egypt was awakening, but Rome was still powerful. And Octavian was ruthless. The betrayal. One storm-filled night, Caesarion's sanctuary was betrayed. A frightened servant, desperate for Roman gold, revealed the temple's location to Roman soldiers. Before dawn, the temple was surrounded. Torches blazed across the desert cliffs. Roman horns echoed through the darkness. Inside the temple, chaos erupted. "We must flee!" shouted Apollodorus. But Caesarion stood frozen before a statue of Isis. "I am tired of running." Outside, Roman commander Lucius Vero prepared his men. "Take the boy alive," he ordered. "Rome wants proof of his death." The battle that followed was brutal. Egyptian rebels fought fiercely beneath the temple columns, but Roman discipline slowly overwhelmed them. Neferet herself arrived with rebel reinforcements from Alexandria, charging into battle beneath Cleopatra's old banner. For a brief moment, hope returned. The last pharaoh. As flames consumed the temple, Caesarion climbed to the highest rooftop overlooking the Nile. Below him, Romans and Egyptians clashed in fire and blood. The young king looked toward the stars his mother once taught him to read. He finally understood her burden. Power, sacrifice, loneliness. A wounded Apollodorus stumbled beside him. "You can still escape." But Caesarion shook his head. "If I run forever, Egypt dies forever." The Roman soldiers closed in. Caesarion raised his sword, not like a frightened boy, but like a pharaoh. And in that moment, he became the true son of Cleopatra. The battle ended before sunrise. When the smoke cleared, the Romans claimed victory. But Caesarion's body was never found. Some believed he died fighting. Others swore loyal priests smuggled him south beyond Rome's reach. To this day, legends along the Nile speak of a hidden heir who survived, waiting for the day Egypt would rise again. The eternal queen. Years later, Octavian became Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. His empire stretched across the world. Yet even Rome could not erase Cleopatra. Her story survived in poetry, in paintings, in whispers beneath desert stars. She became more than a queen. She became a symbol of intelligence, of ambition, of love, and of defiance against empires. And somewhere, according to legend, the blood of Egypt still flowed beneath the shadow of the pyramids, waiting for history to begin again.